Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Sam here again, and today we're going to talk about crypto arbitrage, specifically XRP arbitrage. And honestly, even this bear market hasn't really slowed it down. After 7 years in trading, one thing I learned is that sideways markets usually reward people who stay active instead of just sitting around waiting for momentum to come back. So in this video, I'll walk you through arbitrage, the strategy I use, the tools I use to find spreads, and a real example of a full arbitrage cycle from start to finish. Let's get into it. So what is arbitrage? Well, let me break it down simply. Arbitrage is basically trading on the difference in asset prices between exchanges. For example, if an asset is trading at one price on one exchange, it could be sitting at a noticeably different higher price on another. And that price difference is exactly what we're working with. Buying cheap, selling high, and locking in the gap. Now, you might be thinking the difference isn't going to be big enough to bother with. Well, on some exchanges, pairs, the gap can reach as much as 11%. Sounds impressive, right? And in this video, I'll show you how I find these price differences. Now, a couple of words about why these spreads actually happen. So there are three main factors, at least the way I see it anyway. The first factor, liquidity depth. On smaller exchanges, the price can move around a lot during the day. Say jumping when demand for XRP is high or falling when there's a lot of supply. Meanwhile, on the big exchanges, the price stays pretty steady because of the trading volume. The second factor, this follows from the first one, especially in a volatile market. These volume spikes become even more noticeable when the number of market participants drops due to low activity. And third factor, regional demand. Different exchanges serve different regions, and local demand can push prices apart. A classic example is Korea, where XRP and other assets have historically traded higher than on global exchanges. Local sentiment, regulations, and fiat on-ramps all play a role here. Now, I hope that explained that clearly enough. All right, let's move on to the strategy. Now, to find the spreads, I use an arbitrage calculator from the XRP markets website. It's convenient compared to methods where you have to literally manually sort and search through hundreds of exchanges. Now, let me show you how this actually works in practice. First, go to the xrpmarkets.io website and scroll down to the arbitrage calculator section. Now, I'll leave a link in the pinned comment below this video. Now, as you can see, we've basically got two drop-down windows here. On the left side, we choose the exchange with the cheaper rate and where we're going to buy XRP. Any major exchange will work. Kraken, Coinbase, Binance, for example, since the price difference between the big ones usually isn't huge anyway, like I mentioned earlier. Then, over here on the right side, we choose where we're selling the XRP at the higher price. Now, the exchanges here are already sorted from highest to lowest price, so compare them and pick the exchange with the highest rate. Then, enter the amount for the cycle. Now, I'll use 10K as an example, but of course, for beginners, I'd recommend starting with smaller amounts. Repeat the cycle. Continue growing the deposit organically with each round. And that's basically the whole strategy. That's how arbitrage works. There's nothing complicated once you know how to find the spread. And before we wrap up though, there are a few important things to keep in mind before running arbitrage cycles. The first one, before each cycle, I recommend rechecking the spreads in the arbitrage calculator since they do change throughout the day. Second, I recommend using the TRC20 network when sending USDT back to the cheaper exchange because the fee is only about $1 and the transaction confirms a lot faster than on other networks. And third, scalability. Real impact starts when you can repeat the process consistently throughout the day and on larger volumes. Every arbitrage cycle starts becoming much more noticeable. And let's be honest, 6% feels very different on $100 versus $20,000. The percentage stays the same, but the real numbers are what start to matter once you scale up. All right, that's all I've got for today's video. So feel free to give this strategy a try while the market is still volatile and share your experiences in the comments below. And if you do want more videos like this, trading strategies, guides, and the latest crypto news, make sure to follow the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.